Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. My name is Candace and this is Flosstube number 8. At least I hope it's Flosstube number 8 because I'm pretty sure last week was number 7. It's been a week. If this is your first video with me, I'm sorry. This is not going to be very long and it's going to be all sorts of different crafts. Generally floss tubes are cross stitch. I not only cross stitch, but I quilt and I knit. So I share all of that here. If you all watched me last week, I'm sure you got a kick out of my children interrupting my video. Oh, that reminds me. Hold on. There. Just lock the door. Nobody's coming in this time. So they are happily playing Mario Kart. We're going to keep our fingers crossed there's no fighting and that the dogs don't start raising a ruckus. So if you remember from last week, my 6.5-year-old had fallen a couple days before and broken his arm. And he showed off his little red cast. Thursday night, while he was sleeping in a pair of shorts, he must have kicked his legs out from under the covers of his bed, and he got bit 9 times on his legs by a mosquito or a horde of them. I don't know how many times a mosquito can bite in one night, but I'm fairly allergic to mosquitoes. Evan is ridiculously allergic. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I'm allergic to mosquitoes too. They itch, or, I'll get like a little welt. No, I get fairly good-sized welts from one bite. And mine will last for like 2 weeks. This kid it starts out, even if he doesn't itch it starts out as like a little welt. And then it spreads. And then we get to the point where if he did itch it blisters on top. And if he didn't itch it starts to bruise and get red, almost like hives around it. I'm talking. This inside of his knee was huge. He had 2 really, really bad ones that were, on his little legs that were just ginormous. This is the 3rd time he's had cellulitis from mosquito bites. So, off to urgent care we went on Sunday. We walked in, we got right in. I said, oh, do you remember us from last weekend? They did. They remembered us. So they don't have a doctor on staff on the weekends, just nurse practitioners, which is totally fine with me. I saw a nurse practitioner my entire pregnancy with my second one. So they're amazing in there. She walked in, I told her, this is not the first time we've dealt with this. This is what they gave him last time. We were in and out of there in 15 minutes. Like from the time we walked in the door to the time we walked out. And we had a prescription for antibiotics. So, and we had been doing Benadryl and hydrocortisone cream and, all the stuff you're supposed to do for an allergic reaction. So my husband and my older son had taken the dogs to the dog park because we haven't been to the dog park since March. Even though apparently the dog park never closed. Social distancing. So they took the dogs to the dog park and I sent him a message and I said, hey, we're done. And he didn't answer me. So I looked at Evan and I go, hey, you want to go next door and go to Shoop's and get a milkshake? He's like, sure. So we wandered next door and got a milkshake at Shoop's and waited for my husband. So that was fun. This poor kid cannot catch a break. I'm scared for this weekend. Like, I kind of feel like I should just wrap him in bubble wrap and put him in a box with air holes, with screens. I don't know. I mean, I don't even want to think about what else could happen to this kid at this point. So anyway, the reason you're here, let's talk stitching. I did not get as much stitching done as I would like. Part of it was motivation. Part of it was I had other stuff that I wanted to do, and I was motivated to do that stuff. So, like yesterday morning, I put the second coat of paint on 2 of the walls in the basement, and then I put the first coat of paint on the one long wall. And then today, I did the second coat on the long wall and did all of the edging and the first coat of paint on the ceiling in the basement. And then another wall that is along the stairway. So hopefully there's no paint in my hair. I paint on my face. Little speckles of paint everywhere. I did take a shower before. You guys would not have wanted to see what I looked like when I got done. So, yeah, so when I get done with this, the plan is to go down, and if the ceiling is nice and dry, then I will probably put the second coat on the ceiling. And then the only thing we have to do is my husband needs to put the floor down. And then maybe, next week I can film down there. We have to get lights for the basement, though. Our lighting is terrible down there, so we need some more lights. I may have to invest in the ring light, because right now I just use Mother Nature out there. So, so let's see. When I did my video last week, I didn't stitch any that day. I did a little reading. I did a little sewing. So, a couple of days this week, I was just really into, let me see if I can find something lighter to put behind this. Oh, that works. That's better. So I worked on Mini Dark Goddess. Here, let me show you that. You'd think I was new or something. One of these days I'm just going to print this out so I don't have to go into my Kindle every single time. Hello. So this is Mini Dark Goddess. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful. And then that's how far I got. So right now I'm doing a lot of these really, really, really light colored stitches in here. I probably got, let's see, I wrote it down. About 800 stitches done on it this week. I also did get caught up on 2 of the projects I said I wanted to get caught up on. So this first one is Bloomtopia. This is a fat quarter shop design. It was a stitch along for Make-A-Wish Foundation. And you can still get this and donate to Make-A-Wish. Technically, the pattern is free on their blog, but they're asking for a donation for Make-A-Wish if you're going to stitch it. So I did get caught up now until, what's today, the 10th? 5 more days, and the next part comes out. So there's one part here, and then the border, and I think we're done. So this is all DMC, and Graceful Gray 14 count Ada. So I like this one. I think it'll look good downstairs in my craft room. So the other one that I got caught up on is the Linen and Threads Mystery Stitch Along. So I finished up May. May is where the dark red is. The rest is the stuff we've already stitched. It looks like June is pretty big. I didn't print it out yet, but June has a motif here, a motif here, and a motif here. So May's done. It's okay. It's only the 10th of June. I got time. So I am doing this on, let me find the right side here. This is 28 count light gray Jobelin. Oh, my needle went through 2 layers. That's not gonna work. Let's put this back up here. Okay. See if I can get this whole thing in. There we go. Oops. My fingers are not cooperating. I can barely hold my arms up after doing the ceiling today. So this is the Linen and Threads Mystery Stitch Along for 2020. You can find that online. It's completely free. Brandon designs this and puts one out for free every year. How generous is that? A stitch along for the entire year, and they're so detailed. You can look back and find 2019, 2018, 2017. You can find all those on the Linen and Threads website. I love this. So I'm using DMC number 52. It is a variegated purple. And then I'm using 5 other colors of DMC that match with that. So I've got, off the top of my head, actually I can look right here, 153, 208, 210, 550. I thought I had one more. Hold on. I even have a little purple bag to match. It's ridiculous. This is DMC 52. So it's got all those different colors in it. Did I get them all? 153. That's 52. Oh, 38, 37. That's the other one. So, so that's my Linen and Threads. That one is caught up. May is done. Now I just need to do June. And I love this. So busting this out once a month, I mean, it's going to take... Well, that didn't work out so well. There, we'll just pretend like that didn't happen. Whoopsies. It's been a week, y'all. It's been a week. Anyway, I like pulling this out once a month for a couple of days to get that motif done because it's always something different and it's really fun. There are initials that are supposed to go in for friends and family. I don't know. I would rather wait till the end and then see what kind of space I've got as to what initials I'm going to put where, because I may not do them all. I think there's like 21 places for initials. But yeah. So those are my 2 cross stitch whips. Well, 3, because Mini Dark Goddess. I'm just happy to be caught up on those 2. So now I just need to catch up on Animal Almanac. I have May's Animal and now June's Animal to do. So that's not too bad. So my plans for this week are just to stitch what I feel like stitching. It's, I may decide I'm going to stitch all in one thing, or I'm just kind of going with the flow in June because I haven't officially gotten the phone call yet, but I should be going back to work either sometime this weekend for training or on Monday, and I will do the training on Monday because we have to go through COVID training. There's like an entertainment industry COVID training because casinos are considered entertainment. And then we have an all new player tracking system that we have to get trained on too. So I'm waiting for my boss to call and say, hey, this is what day you're coming back. I went in on Monday and I got swabbed for COVID because we all have to be tested before we go back. And then my kids are actually going to be starting Boys and Girls Club 6-week summer camp on Monday. And they've changed it a lot this year to help with the social distancing and the, making it safe for everyone. So they'll be wearing masks. They'll get their temperatures taken when they come in, and at midday. So they need some interaction with other kids. And to me, everyone's going to be wearing masks. It's worth it. That little bit of risk is worth it because they need that socialization so bad. They need it so bad. I mean, I'm cool and all. I'm a cool mom, but I'm not enough. They really need those friends and that interaction and just more than just the 2 of them. So they'll start that on Monday. That's 6 weeks. So, well, you got to see a quick little hint of my quilt. I'm sorry it fell down. I added those 2 rows and it made it heavier. So a quick haul. Let's see. Well, first, I was enabled by Carla, Rolodex Stitches, when she was a guest on Steel City Stitchers Flosstube. I believe it was their most recent one, unless they put one out in the last day or 2, and then it was the one before that. But she had mentioned an Etsy shop called Stitchy Stuff. Stitchy Stuff has beautiful hand-dyed floss. I don't even remember if Carla just showed one color or if she showed a couple of colors. I don't remember. All I know is that while I watched the rest of that video, I went on Stitchy Stuff's Etsy site. I don't know if you can hear me opening these bags, but there's 3 of them. I went on Stitchy Stuff's website, and I went bananas. Bananas. Look at these colors. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Look how gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I'll just go through them real quick. This one is Peony. We have Ice Castle. Ooh, stop moving. There we go. And I have no plan for these, but I can substitute them in somewhere for something. This is Mermaid Tail. Fireball. I'd rather stitch with it than drink it. Morning Sun. Right? This one is Green Apple. I can just think of all sorts of stuff to do with these. Oh, I'm so excited. Foxglove. Dude, if I had had this before I started the Linen and Threads Mystery Stitch Along, I would have gotten a shit ton of these, and I would have done the entire project in these. It's a gorgeous color. This one is Bubblegum Blast. Gold Nugget. I feel so fancy. Rose Petals. Happy Day. Goes with my shirt. Raspberry Fantasy. I need more of this one. This is Spellbound. Oh my god. Flamingo Dance. That one's looking a little... Oh. I guess it looks better without my hand in the way. And finally, Berry Smoothie. So yeah, thanks Carla. You don't even know who I am. Thanks Carla. She totally enabled me to get these beautiful, beautiful flosses. And I literally, Stitchy Stuff. Go to stitchystuff.com or Stitchy Stuff on Etsy. Seriously, you guys. It makes me want to start something new. Speaking of something new, let's go ahead and thank Emily C. for also enabling me. I watched her Flosstube yesterday, and she had started a Carolyn Manning design. And I know Georgia Girl Stitching is doing Beachcomber from Carolyn Manning, and I just feel like all of a sudden, bam, everyone's doing Carolyn Manning, including myself. So I went on Carolyn Manning's site and I ordered 3 charts. So the first one, we'll see, hopefully these don't take long to load, but I only have them on here. I haven't printed anything out. I don't have any, one of the colors of ink is out. So this one is Violet and Jade Kaleidoscope. I just love purple and green together. This is right up my alley. The next one, this is Lily of the Valley Granny's Flower. And these are full coverage ones. I'm considering using it for, I believe it's Full Coverage Fanatics is doing a July bingo board. So this one actually has 4 different charts in it. You can either do 4 mini squares, you can do 1 square, or you can do the entire thing with the uneven edges. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. It's so pretty. So that one is Lily of the Valley. And then the last one I got is called Winter Path. I got this one to go downstairs in my... There we go. It doesn't want to stay. Downstairs in my craft room. Because one of the blues in there is the same color as the wall down there. So, that's Winter Path. I don't know which one I'm going to start first. I could see myself definitely maybe using some of these. I don't know. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll have to order more floss from Stitchy Stuff. I don't know. So that was it for Stitchy Haul. I'm trying to think if I had anything else cross-stitching this week. I think that was it. Oh, well, this is sewing and stitching, but I made a couple more project bags. I wanted to do some non-vinyl ones that I was kind of experimenting with one of my mini charm packs. So this is actually the same fabric as the quilt. And I have a whole bunch of mini charm packs left over. So I just used half of a mini charm pack, almost half, 20 mini charms. And then I used coordinating fabric for the inside, for the back. The only thing is, if I only use a half of a mini charm pack, it's kind of small. It's fine for a small project, and it'll actually fit in one of those fabric bins without having to, like, bend. But it's a smidge small if you're going to put, like, a full-size chart in there. So, it was an experiment. And then this one, I had some of this fabric, and please ignore the corners on my bag because I forgot to trim them before I sewed up the inside. So, this is just a regular old fabric one. I think what I'm going to do, for ease, is just make top zipper ones for myself with slightly boxed corners in the bottom so it'll stand up. But, they will be a lot easier than this whole zipper in the front, and, like, I have to keep referring to the pattern, or patterns that I've used for the bags. So I don't know. But I have a bunch of zippers coming, so I can work on some more. My husband keeps asking me what I need all these bags for, and I'm like, a lot of whips. I didn't make a bag for every whip for Mania. So hopefully this next week I will get some more stuff done. Some more of my smaller Mania projects that have very little left on them that I can finish up real quick. And hopefully I'm not enabled by anyone else on Flosstube. I mean, I guess if I stopped watching, then I can't be enabled. But so I'm going to move into, I guess I'll start with quilting since my quilt fell down. I did get the 14 blocks that I showed last week. I got them put together and added to the edge of the quilt. So now this is, it will end up being big enough to fit on our bed. So right now it has a white border. The next piece, I've already sewed all of the strips together to make one gigantic long strip. But this will go next. And then there will be another strip of white up here. And then I sewed a whole bunch of mini charms together. A whole bunch. To make another border. My kids are fighting. To make another border. But the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I would have liked it better if I had done one patterned, one white, one patterned, one white, one patterned, one white, instead of this to go all the way around. So I think the quilt will be big enough with just this border, then one more white row, and then the binding. Keep my fingers crossed. Because honestly, if it's not, I might just do a wider white border, like maybe double the width, because I'm not feeling all, guys, there's so many mini charms that I sew together. But I think what I'll do with these is I will pick out, like, I'll go a certain length and then pick out the seam. And I think I may use it to make bigger bags. Front and back, just scrappy. So I don't think all these mini charms are going to go to waste. But, and I'm sorry, I know some people hate when people take a drink, but I need caffeine today. I did all that painting downstairs and I didn't have any water down there with me because I wasn't thinking. And I'm so thirsty, but I needed the caffeine. So that's where I'm at for the quilting. So I'm hoping to get that done this week, and then I'm actually going to wait to put the backing fabric on and make my quilt sandwich and all that good stuff, because I want to wait till the floor is done in the basement so I have a nice big clean area instead of doing it on the living room floor, which is carpet, because then when I pin all 3 layers together, half the time I end up pinning it to the carpet. It's so much easier just to do it on a hard floor, because then the pin doesn't go into the floor. So once I get the quilt top done, I may start on another, more like a lap quilt size. I've got some fabrics that I've been itching to use, so we'll see. And the other day, we'll just segue into another craft. I dyed some yarn. So I don't know what's come over me. I've just been motivated multicraftually lately. I think I showed this before, but I had gotten a pattern from, this is called the Moving Forward Wrap, and it's by Denise Bayron, I think. Look her up on Instagram. She's amazing. Bayron Handmade is what, it's Bayron, handmade, on Instagram. But this is her Moving Forward wrap. I love it. And I don't have a solid color shawl. All of mine are at least 2 colors or more. I don't have anything that's one color. So, no, I take that back. I do. I had one that was a mystery knit along, and I don't like it. So I never wear it. That was all one color. But I dyed yarn for this. And a lot of people had done this in like a very like neutral, you know, just to let the stitches shine. I decided I really wanted green. So this takes 3 hanks of yarn, 3 skeins, 3 hanks, 300 grams of yarn. I went for green. And these are not solid. These are variegated. I guess it's better back here. This actually shows it really well. There's lighter greens and then there's darker greens. So I did these 3 beauties for that wrap. So squishy. And then I had a little bit of dye left over. So I thought, well, I'll dye up a skein of worsted and I'll just make myself a hat out of it. When I plunked this yarn into the dye, it came out looking like the lightest Easter green you've ever seen. It was terrible. So I went downstairs and I grabbed some blue dye. I dyed up blue worsted. And this one is variegated also. This one I put in and then poured the dye in like different areas so that it wouldn't come out completely solid. And I actually asked my husband if he liked this color, because if he did, I would make him a hat out of it. I'm notoriously horrible for only making stuff for myself and my kids. So he goes, yeah, I like that. And we shave his head bald now. He needs a hat for this winter. So I'm going to make him a hat out of this. And this is worsted weight. This is Knit Picks Bear Stroll Worsted. And these ones are Knit Picks Bear Stroll Fingering. So you can get these on Knit Picks website. I use Dharma acid dyes and citric acid. If you would like to know how to dye yarn, Chemknits on YouTube is really good. She has great tutorials. I'm still in the learning phase. I don't know what I'm doing. Hence the blue yarn. So I even tried to speckle this and I had too much water in the pan. So you know. But that is, let me see, I'm going to go to what knitting I actually did. So those are the yarns that I dyed this week. And it was super nice outside the day I dyed them. So I stuck them outside to dry, and they were dry in a couple hours. It was amazing. I thought, well, I could start knitting right now. But I want to get some other stuff done before I start. So I had showed you guys this one last week, I think, as a whip that I wanted to work on. This is, oh, you don't want to see my seam. This is a pattern by Joji Locatelli, and it's called Peeping Cowl. And this is what the pattern looks like that she did. And she used 4 colors. So this is Peeping Cowl. And you can find this on Ravelry. On Ravelry, I am also Candace K31, just like on Instagram. So you can always go over there and see all my projects too. But I'm using Sunshine Yarns. It's called Aussie Gradient, I believe. Aussie Sunrise Gradient. But I'm just kind of picking colors as I go along. So I'm in this lace section right now. I'm supposed to do a whole nother repeat. I am not feeling this lace. I'm just not. So I think I'm going to end the lace with this one little band. I'm just going to, one little lace band, and then move on. And I'll just extend another, because it's all going to be, I keep flipping back around to that seam. It's all going to be, you know, like kind of scrunched down on itself anyway, because you're going to be wearing it around your neck. So these are the colors. I used up all of this one. That was kind of my goal, is I want to use as much yarn as possible. So I used up all this color, and these are the colors that are left. I don't want to take them out of the bag because I have the bag labeled and I poked holes in the bag to keep my little balls from getting all messy or tangled, and that way I knew which color was which. So those are the rest of the colors. Now, I don't think I'm going to use this one. It doesn't seem like it fits as well as it could. I will use this, but I'm going to use it as like one little, I don't know what you call it, like a little focal point, and then that'll be the only place that it's used. But it'll be somewhere like in the middle-ish. And who knows, maybe I'll decide not to use that color either, and I'll just go with these 3 colors and, you know, make it as long as I can in those 3 colors. Oh no, I guess I would have 4 because I can use this one too. That dark. That's what I'm using right now. Light, regular purple, yeah. So 3 more colors, so it'll be 4 total. So we'll see. But I worked on this last night while I was watching TV. Cross-stitch threads. My yarn somehow went through my little Ort pile that was sitting on the table. So I worked on this. I did not get any more work done on my tasting menu wrap. I need to do that because once that's done, then I will start on the moving forward wrap. And this one, I'm going to alternate my skeins. If you are not a knitter, when you have hand-dyed yarn, if you were to knit all of this one, and then move on and knit all of this one, and then move on and knit all of this one, it will be, unless the dyer is the most amazing, perfect person in the world, you will see the difference. You will see 3 different colors. So what you do is you just alternate skeins, and you'll have 2 attached at the same time, or some people will do 3 attached at the same time. I considered splitting these each up into 2 balls each, and then doing like these 2 together, and then these 2 together, and then these 2 together, you know, because you'll just do 1 row in one color and then go back, and then the next row in one color and go back, so that you, every 2 rows you change which ball you're knitting from. So I don't know. I just want to make sure that it all looks good and all looks like it's supposed to be together. I have been watching a lot of knitting podcasts lately. I feel like I should change this from like just Flosstube to Flosstube/knitting podcast or something. I don't know. I don't want to trick people into thinking this is all cross stitch when I do more than just cross stitch. And I know some Flosstubers are strictly cross stitch. They don't talk about anything else. But you know, I make these videos mostly for me, just to have some sort of record. I would love to go back someday and look and be like, wow, look at all this stuff I did when I was younger. Because we have pictures and we have Instagram, but I mean, look at like MySpace. MySpace is gone. There's nothing left of it. Who's to say Instagram's not going to go the same way in like 10 years? You know, I have all these pictures on my Instagram, but then what? So at least I have these videos, you know, and who knows, YouTube could someday go the same way, and then all of a sudden all the videos are gone. But it just, you know, I just like to share what I'm doing, and I don't have anyone else in real life to share it with. You know, my husband sees what I'm doing, and I send pictures to my mom in Georgia, but otherwise, I don't get to share my stuff with anyone. I'm kind of hoping that'll change, though, because the Northwest Indiana Stitchers group, they have a Facebook group, and there is going to be a meetup at Washington Park, which is on Lake Michigan, soon, and I'm considering going. It's kind of scary because I don't know anyone in person. I mean, I've talked to Beth. She's the one that coordinates the whole thing, but I talked to her on Messenger, and it's a little scary. But if I don't put myself out there, I don't know what could be. You know what I mean? So if I'm too chicken and I just stay home, I'll never know what could have been. You know, I could meet some really great friends there, which would be amazing because it's fun to share your craft. You know, we do this for ourselves, but we also like to share it with other people and be proud of what we've done. So that's where I'm at for this week. I don't think I have anything else. I'm just so tired. I don't even know if I'm going to paint again downstairs. I might just wait until tomorrow morning and do it. I do have to, in about an hour and a half, I have to run over to Boys and Girls Club and pay them for camp for the kids. Otherwise, I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you had, I hope you're having some amazing weather. Ours is really hot and humid, and it's really windy today. So as soon as I go outside, what little bit of straight hair is going on here is just going to, should be fun. Maybe we'll get ice cream or something instead. So I think that's it. I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.